I just want to say something about the abbreviation of PCiA. When we first started the organization, we started saying PCiA, and then somebody said it's Palestinian CIA. So what we decided that we would make the I lowercase. So I just wanted to let you know why the I is lowercase. Good evening, everyone. We are so happy that you're here. We've worked so hard to get to here for the past year and a half that we've been working on this. So before I start my speech, I would like to thank everyone. Sorry, I've been told to speak straight into the microphone. Okay, so I wish to welcome the VIPs in the room. The Honourable Hugh McDermott, Member of Parliament for Prospect. Bishop George Browning, who's the ex-president of APEN and now is the patron of APEN. The Honourable Justice Francois Kunz, he's a justice on the Supreme Court of Australia. Sabrina Khan Sharma, Senior Counsel to the to the High Court of Fiji. The Honourable Linda Volz, New South Wales Member of Parliament for Auburn. Green Senator David Shoebridge. Kay Bolling, the Australian Ambassador to Fiji. And I just want to let you know, my husband is Fijian Indian.
Yeah,
but I did not get the Fijians here. They just came on their own. Roger Bolling, the Deacon of Kogarah Congregation Church. The Honourable Leo McLeay, former Speaker of the Federal Parliament. The Honourable Amanda Fazio, former President of the New South Wales Legislative Council. And I did not expect that our church priest, Father Isaac, is here with us today. So we are very happy that Father Isaac from the Ethiopian Orthodox Church in Mount Pichad. Go Mount Pichad. And we welcome Hani Turk, who was with El Telegraph, and he is he's also an author, and he wrote a book called Palestinians in Australia. I also wish to thank the following organizations for attending tonight: the Australian Arab Federation, the Arab Council Australia, the Australian Palestinian Club, Disciples of Jesus, Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre. I also want to thank our sponsors and supporters, Canterbury Bankstown Council. Yeah. And when Mayor Callas Ford will come, he's actually doing two jobs at the same time, we will welcome him again. Thank you for El Telegraph newspaper, Big Copy Shop and Graphics, Harvest Journeys, Bashar Hanna and the Peace Ensemble, Ateba, Dabke Group, Kanafandi, Money Intelligence, David Azar Salon, Muscle Car Studio, my brother-in-law Glenn Sweeney, and the talented Palestinian Christian in Australia graphic artist Colette Bastoli. She's done all of what you see here today. So hopefully I'm not going to bore you with my speech. I hope I will summarize. Just wanted to let you know that the reason we set up this organization is because we've been listening to the rhetoric about Palestine. Our Palestinian Christian community has been on the sidelines. We have not given a voice to what is going on in our country of birth. And during the lockdown last year, when everybody was supposed to be at home, I actually went through a traumatic experience because I lived under occupation. I relived the lockdown that I relived the lockdown last year for 4 months when no one could go anywhere in Sydney. I couldn't see my parents, first time in my life. I just sat in my home working, and in between my tax return jobs, I would be crying, and it took me a long time to realize I was living the traumatic experience of being in a lockdown environment. The curfews we lived under and the lockdown was similar to that. The only thing is that there was no gun in our face. So that experience got me to start thinking about what I want to do in my life. You know, when you get to my age, thank the Lord, I've gone to this age, I realized I don't want to do only work and tax returns and just make money. Okay, because I want to leave some legacy. And I realized the legacy I want to leave is for our community to become empowered and courageous. So I started talking to so many people, including my cousin Lily Habash, who is a UN advisor and also used to be an advisor for the Palestinian Authority. She was on the peace negotiation team. And she introduced me to so many people in Palestine who are talented and committed to the cause. Most of them Palestinian Christians who are working with our brothers and sisters, the Palestinian Muslims, to come up with a solution for this problem. So after months of working on the constitution, the objectives, and bringing our community together, bringing so many people together, we got to create this organization. There's a lot of thought that has come through, whether it's our objectives, our vision, our constitution. And I am proud to let you know that we are an equal and equitable board of directors. The men are we've got 4 male board directors and 3 females. We still need to get another woman, especially from Melbourne. So if anyone's in Melbourne and she's a woman, she can get the job. So I would like to, right now we are very grateful that we've got some of our board members who are from all over Australia here. So if you don't mind standing up, I want to acknowledge our board members, Kostandi, Margot, Sally, Imad, Jason, and we also have, we've been very fortunate to have Professor Bassam Dalli, which many of you would know. He's a very active activist in the Australian-Palestinian scene. And also Habib Awad, who was an advisor on the Antiochian Church, the Orthodox Church Archdiocese. So thank you for coming. We wanted to bring you all together. Our aim, and the reason that we exist in this organization is this. We Palestinian Christians are the first Christians. Our ancestors converted your ancestors. We are Christ's living stones. We inhabited the land from the river to the sea for the past 2,000 years. Our roots are deep and our uninterrupted connection to the land was sustained despite persecutions and hardships. We are proud of our contribution to Palestinian society, culture, and to the Palestinian cause. We have given the cause many of our courageous leaders. We want our community to know itself, to know who we are and where we come from. We want our community to realize its crucial role, not only within Palestinian society, but to the outside world. We want to tell the world that we exist, we are alive, we are thriving, we have a voice, we don't want to be forgotten. We don't want to be silenced. We don't want to be considered an insignificant minority. We want to be part of the solution and stay as active members of the wider Palestinian community. We want to raise our voice and ask the wider Australian community, especially the Christian church, including the clergy and the politicians, to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. To help them achieve independence and liberation from the Israeli occupation. We want an end to imprisoning the Palestinian children. So our three pillars for this organization is to strengthen our connection with Palestine and the Palestinians in the diaspora, to provide a forum like tonight, where you all come together, celebrate our culture, talk about Palestine, and gossip about people when you go home. Number two, truth-telling. We share our narrative to the Australian public, no matter which decade our community has migrated to Australia, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, we have been silenced, threatened, intimidated to not speak about our Nakba and the injustice that's been going on for 74 years. We know the time is ripe for us to speak the truth. There are now more people who know that an injustice has been committed for the past 74 years. The truth about the destruction of our country, the home demolition, the children imprisonment, the stealing of the land and the water, and the dispossession of people right now as we speak from their homes. We want to tell our stories without fear, without intimidation, in a free country like Australia. Number three, advocacy. We want to speak with one voice for Palestine, together with other Palestinian organizations. We need to disseminate the information to Australian groups with the support of organizations we're already working with, PIEN, APAN, Sabil, and reach policy decision makers in Australia. And I'm very, very grateful for all the VIPs and the politicians that have answered the call to attend tonight. We want to challenge the concept of Christian Zionism and share our Palestinian liberation theology that's been proposed by many Palestinian theologians and clergymen. Reverend Naim Atiq, Reverend Munder Isaac, Patriarch Michel Sabah, Bishop Ilyas Shakur, Bishop Atallah Hanna, Reverend Salim Munayyer, Reverend Mitri Rahib, Jean Zaru, Samia Khoury, whose grandson is right now sitting in an Israeli jail without being told what his charge is for 3 weeks. He's been moved to 3 prisons. 16-year-old. I have a 14-year-old. If I stayed in Palestine, my son could be in those jails. Would you like that to happen to me? Yes, no. Reverend Rifat Kassis, Yohanna Katanasho. So please go to our website. We have created and curated resources, books, talks, videos, articles of all these Palestinian Christian theologians who have spoken out against the injustice that's been happening. We spoke about that 2,000 years ago. We went to the end of the earth 2,000 years ago to speak the gospel. Right now, our Palestinian Christian theologians are going all around the world talking about Palestinian liberation theology. Who is listening? We need to listen, and you need to find out. Read their books, watch their talks. So I leave you today with Bishop Ilyas Shakur, who summed it up at our launch. We launched in March this year. He said, I was young, I used to shout. Now I'm old, I whisper. I speak to the hearts of people to wake up and to see there's no coin with one side. There are two sides to a coin, and the coin about Palestine, it was as if it was deleted. My forefathers, the disciples of Jesus Christ, were all from Galilee, and they went all over the world to preach the good news of love over hatred, and we still do that. We do not hate the Jews. We hate what they do to us, and will always decry what they do to us, because in doing that, we make a service to them, to find the truth, to be awakened from their dormant conscience. And for our people, it's so important that we remember that we are from the Galilee. We are from Palestine. There's nothing to be ashamed for being Palestinian. It's not a bad thing to be a victim. It's a bad thing to be victimized. We have to be proud of being Palestinian. We have to raise our voices to tell the truth, to tell the story of our lives. Thank you all for coming, and we wish you a very nice night. I'm sorry I talk too much, but my family knows that I do.